Hi, this is Adam Kokesh, coming from the United States in my home state of New Mexico, and I'm about to be coming out to Japan in just a couple weeks here. I'm really excited to be coming out. I want to say thank you to all the people that put together this tour for myself and Rick Reyes of Iraq Veterans Against the War, and everybody who's supporting them and all the hard work that you put into this effort. It's really great to be able to address the people of Japan and tell you about my background and my experience as a veteran. I joined the Marine Corps in 1999 at the age of 17 because I wanted to have my life on the line for something I believed in. When I did, I swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I volunteered to go to Iraq with the Civil Affairs team and served as a sergeant from February to September of 2004 in the Fallujah area. It was a very interesting time to be there. And I volunteered because I really wanted to help out. I thought that what we were doing was bettering the Iraqi people and that what we were doing in civil affairs was helping them out. But I realized in my time there that that wasn't really the case, because as much as we were trying to do good and were able to do some good on the local level, in the bigger picture it was futile, and we were not given the kind of support and priority that we knew our mission deserved. In the Fallujah area in 2004, you could not go anywhere without 6 Humvees with machine guns, let alone the mere 6 Marines that were on our team. And we had to beg the infantry commanders there to tag along on their convoys to get out and do our missions. We came up with a slogan even to justify our existence to them because we were struggling with it so much. And we told them that our slogan was, "We care so that you don't have to." Now, it sounds great, and to us it was really funny at the time, but it's really sick when you step back and think about it, that there are units in Iraq that are there to care so that everybody else doesn't have to, because that everybody else goes all the way up the chain of command, believe me. And we were a fig leaf. That was the sense I got. We were there to make them look good. Photographs that I took of us interacting with the Iraqi people were used in propaganda magazines to try to convince the Iraqi people that somehow we were making their lives better, as if the reality wasn't enough to convince them otherwise. So I felt like a fig leaf, and that really disturbed me, not just because of what we were doing, but because the mission itself was contrary to the Constitution that I swore an oath to support and defend. Now, in Japan, you just had a great victory for the Democratic Party of Japan, and I hope that the people that were involved in that for the right reasons get the kind of change that they were hoping for. And this really brings out some great opportunities now that the one-party rule has at least is being challenged, and people are coming out demanding real change. I just hope that that follows through, because we similarly had an election here in the United States where we elected President Obama and went back to a Democrat-controlled Congress. Unfortunately, we see in our foreign policy that we're not getting any of the kind of change that a lot of people hope for who voted for Obama. Now, personally, I didn't fall for it. I read the fine print, and I knew that what Obama was going to be doing was a continuation of Bush's policies. And in fact, I'm a little surprised now to see that they're even more aggressive with the surge in Afghanistan, with the slow down and the pushed back timetable for withdrawal from Iraq is actually a lot worse than what Bush was doing. And this comes back to Japan and how you're deciding how, in the national debate now, if and in what degree you are going to support the U.S. foreign policy in Iraq and Afghanistan and what is now finally again being referred to as the global war on terror. And I would just hope that you not be fooled by the legal arguments, by politicians, be they from the old party or DPJ or who knows where else in the military-industrial complex, saying that, you know, if the UN says it's okay, then it's okay under Article 9, because the military or the legal justifications really don't matter. What matters is what the people of Japan want and how their values are being represented in their foreign policy. And I would hope that those of you who remember the pain of war, who see what we're going through now and having troops coming home with post-traumatic stress disorder, with the kind of troops that are being killed in action, the direct suffering that is associated with war, that there's still some of you in Japan who remember that, and that you share that pain with the people in power today who might not be so in touch with that. And if it helps in any way to share our pain as veterans and tell you our stories, I'm really glad to be a part of that. But please, don't get sucked into the mistakes that we're making now in the United States. You know, we've made mistakes in the past. We've made a lot of big ones. But what we're doing right now in our foreign policy, this kind of occupation, empire building, this liberal concept of nation building, is definitely not serving the U.S. Constitution or the security interests of the United States or the best interests of the American people. Please don't be caught up in this. Do not allow political leaders to fool you into thinking that it's somehow okay because they've created the legal justification for it. Don't be sucked into our mistakes. I just want to say again, thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for listening to my message. Thank you very much for listening to the veterans who are coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan and want to tell their stories and want to make sure people, not just in the United States, but all over the world who are part of this conversation or part of this dialogue, part of the human community, have a chance to see the reality of war, the pain associated with it, and organize and be empowered to do something about it. Thank you very much.